Monash College of the Arts. I am a ripe 21-year-old. And I'm here to talk to you tonight about my book that's being passed around, Prepare for Liftoff, the book to get you where you're going. But before I begin, I'd like to talk about these two guys behind me. This is my Uncle Bert, aerospace engineer and creator of Spaceship One. My Grandpa Dick, world record pilot and decorated veteran. This is my family and my childhood. This is what I grew up with. So it was kind of cool to grow up in an environment where when someone came up and said, your crazy Uncle Bert is trying to send people into space, all I said was, well, duh, that's where we're going. And because of big dreamers like him, going to space is not such a far-fetched idea anymore, especially in Seattle. We have a really big space industry that's growing up around here, around Boeing and powered by Paul Allen. We have companies like Planetary Resources, which is an asteroid mining company that's becoming, more and more exciting. And of course, the Space Needle won't let us forget that there are planets up there. So this is very exciting, and I want to kind of, I just forgot my whole presentation. So I'm going to have to just go for it. So the whole idea is that this is very exciting. And so in just a couple of years, going to space will be as easy as going to Europe for the weekend. And so I want people to be prepared. And I think it's good that we start with young ones. And through inspiration, creativity, and knowledge, Prepare for Liftoff will be an essential manual for any future astronaut. At the beginning of the book, the reader is presented with this message, which is pretty much informing them that they're going to be involved in astronaut training. So it says, "It is my great pleasure to inform you that you have been selected to participate in astronaut training. Your proven abilities assure me that you will be a perfect candidate for this upcoming mission. You hold in your hands an important manual that will prepare you for liftoff. Don't be afraid to mark up the pages with notes, drawings, dirt, or anything for that matter. Good luck in your future endeavors." So as they read through this book, they come across activities that are preparing them to go into outer space. Activities like design your own spacesuit, which kind of exercises their creative drawing side. A story writing page where it's, what if you run into an alien? What are you going to say to them? How are you going to befriend them? Some little exercises coupled with a water break because you have to be fit. Yeah, and you got to be strong so your bones don't turn to jelly or something like that. And then I have two recipes, one of which is how to make tang, and at the end it says, make it in a Ziploc bag to really feel like an astronaut. And then some games like Connect the Constellation and some crosswords and everything because it's all right up. Well, I have something to do. Well, it's a little bit pixelated, but you get the idea. So I wanted to design this book with a lot of white space in mind because I wanted it to be a clean slate for creativity. So the only color found in the whole book are in these icons. So I kind of have this whole system where at the heading of each page, there's an icon which corresponds with the activity. So for example, the sky log is coupled with the telescope icon. And then at the end of the book, there's a little patch you can put out where proudly and say, I'm an astronaut now. I want readers to leave this book feeling excited and informed about outer space, so they will learn facts like who the first moonwalkers were, how many stars are in our galaxy, and how far away space really is from us. But most importantly, I want them to leave feeling very inspired and determined to reach for really big things, whether it be going to outer space or acing their next spelling test. And along with knowledge and inspiration, the Prepare for Liftoff has a lot of creative aspects. Creativity is really important for the growing mind, as we all know, because it reduces stress. It is good for problem solving. It just kind of makes you a well-rounded person. So that's just kind of like a nice extra to tack on there. So in order to get this book into the right hands, I decided to go to talk to 826, which is just an amazing organization in Greenwood that offers free tutoring for kids all around the city. And this is pictures I took when I was volunteering at their workshop, and they're just really awesome kids. And attached to the 826 workshop is the Greenwood Space Supply Company, which is mainly just a store that sells anything you need to go to outer space. It's super cool. And so I thought, this is a perfect place for my book to thrive. So with the Poor Back Grant, I really want to use it to hold 2 workshops at 826, one on May 3rd and one on May 10th. Each workshop will hold up to 18 kids, grades 4 to 6, and they will kind of just go through these stations where they will go through astronaut training. And some of the stations, they will do stuff like jumping jacks, observing constellations on the computer, designing a spacesuit, or writing about a day in zero gravity. So each of these groups will go along to these stations, and with them they'll carry these kind of travel logs or training logs. And it's kind of like a comic book format, but they'll have these sections. And so, when they go to design your spacesuit section, they can use this kind of loosely graphed out images and kind of design the spacesuit a little bit. So on the second workshop, they'll have time to finish their training logs, and then they'll have this kind of ending where they'll write this story about how their journey to space went after training. And then everyone will share, and I want all the kids to go home with a Prepare for Liftoff book so they can continue their training at home. And finally, after 2 successful workshops, I would like to give kind of a small supply of books to the Greenwood Space Supply Company to sell in their store. And I've talked to Justin, who works in the store, and he's super jazzed about this. But they would sell them in their store, and all the proceeds would go back to the tutoring center, which is really exciting. So it's time to make it happen. The $1,500 will go towards workshop supplies and books to sell in the store. And just before I go, I would just like everyone to know that space is only 62 miles away. Not so far after all. Thank you.
Questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How might you prepare young astronauts for giving back to their future generations of astronauts?
I'm hoping that they will just, take this knowledge and get really inspired and excited, and it'll just translate to, their little siblings or their friends. Just be like, hey, look up and see that's Jupiter right there. Or, we're going someplace, and, just the really excitement and inspiration that they feel.